on. Oh, I gotta stop. I'm sorry, Herb. I hit the mic.
What's the thumbs on this?
Oh, thumbs up. My bad. That is a definite thumbs up.
There we go.
All right, so now let's talk about Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Oh, we got Dwayne The Rock. We got Kevin Costner. We got Kevin Hart's son.
Kevin Costner's in every movie now.
And Jack Black's. Oh no, sorry. It's a daggone good remake. Sequel. Sorry, this is a sequel to the original Jumanji, starring Robin Williams way back in 1994, I believe it was.
Sequel.
Yes, this is an indirect sequel to what was back then just kind of a quirky vehicle to get Robin Williams and some animals, breaking down a house and some weird effects. Back in the mid '90s to now, a story that's it's got its own world that it built properly. When you incorporate everything from the original picture, starring as I mentioned, Robin Williams, starring B.B. Newworth, David Alan Grier.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
love that guy.
and the very young, what's her name with the teeth? She got the funny looking boobs. Played Mary Jane in the first Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. Yeah, I was
Kirsten
like,
Dunst,
she
yes.
was in that movie. Right.
She was in Jumanji?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
very young
kidding.
Kirsten Dunst. She was child sized.
Yep.
With the teeth. Yep.
With the teeth.
That's
You got
what.
these-
No, she is. She's like the teeth and the shoulders. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just.
She's like.
If you ever seen Crazy Beautifuls, you got these.
Yeah.
They're like.
yeah.
Anyways,
Gotcha.
Jumanji starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I wonder if we can stop calling him The Rock now, because it's been God knows how long.
I think we can only stop calling him The Rock when he runs for president.
I don't know.
No.
But then we
I
have to
would
call
double
him
down
President
on that.
The Rock.
Mr. President The Rock.
Yeah.
Yes, The Rock for. Okay, let's see.
The
Putin
presidential
stand up to that.
elbow.
Putin's walking around in his he's like shirtless on a horse. Well, have you seen our president with that tattoo? All right.
Those Putin pictures of him with like on the horse and like shirtless with the rifle.
Yeah,
Those are freaking hilarious.
They are, but you know what? I'd rather have that running my country. I'd rather have that running my country than the greatest president ever, with the greatest hippies ever in the world ever. My Trump impression has gone so far downhill.
Dude, I thought you were being Mike Tyson.
That's what that was.
I thought that was Mike Tyson.
I used to have a spot-on Trump impression. You know what happened? I did it when we hosted the Festival of Indie Games.
Mm-hmm.
They hated it. I've never been able to do it right ever since.
You lost your mojo.
I did, and you know what? I'm not sorry. I hate that guy so much.
Man.
I love
That's fair, man.
I did a Trump impersonation, and y'all thought first Mike Tyson. That's beautiful.
You did the high pitch voice. I mean,
Yeah.
No, it's ludicrous, man. You gotta say ludicrous, man. You're Mike Tyson.
See, okay,
That's
so
closer.
that's
And
Mike
also,
Tyson. Yeah.
anytime we come to like the matters of politics, I would much rather have Mike Tyson running this country
Shoot.
than Donald Trump.
oh,
It's a toss-up, man.
So you say, okay, Kim Jong, I'm going to eat your children.
Real.
or at least part of them.
Face the two of them.
Real.
Kim Jong is just there, like
Just the ears.
Tyson's belt buckle. Like,
I have a 3-second like
lay it on us.
divergent. Okay, so Mike Tyson is apparently building a weed B&B in the middle of like the high desert in California right now.
Really?
Yeah, he's building a whole like a grow up to processing plant to B&B hotel specifically for cannabis tourism. right
Damn, now I want to vote for him more.
Yep. So that's
Good
it.
idea.
That's
All right.
it.
Okay.
Tyson Cannabis is the company.
Tyson Cannabis.
It shouldn't-
I'm with it.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be in the middle of nowhere.
No, well, he's trying to draw. I mean, land is cheap in the middle of nowhere. You can do whatever you want,
Yep.
and he's trying to draw like people there, and he knows that he can also get cheap labor there because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So, anyway.
hopefully, I want this to be like full service. Then, like he's delivering weed in things that look like and vans that look like the Tyson Mysteries van.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Tyson Mysteries,
The
man.
Tyson. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, hey, it's got to be a strain then called the Tyson Mystery.
And the knockout or the punch out, I should say.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, all of them should be named
The
after
knockout.
different.
The knockout, the punch out,
Yep.
the super bite,
Yep.
The uppercut.
Gotta get the super
Yep.
bite, the uppercut, the Balrog.
Yep.
All right, okay. So I'm going to reach out to them because we've advertised for them for a solid minute and a half here on the show, but that has nothing to do with Jumanji.
Nope.
The Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, the 2017 action adventure story starring Dwayne Johnson, as we mentioned, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, who, if anyone is familiar with Doctor Who, Amy Pond herself.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yep.
I was wondering who that was.
Yeah. Jack Black. Oh wait, you don't remember Karen Gillan? She was
I don't
she was
watch
Nebula
Doctor Who.
she was Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, she had so much hair in Jumanji, so it threw me way off.
Wait, wasn't the blue paint that got you?
Nah,
body
I
paint,
could see
the-
past the blue paint.
yeah.
Removable
But
body
the
parts?
hair, she had no hair on
You
that.
know what that means? I appreciate and applaud that because that means Johnny doesn't see color.
I see hair first.
That is- that's your own fetish.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about Jumanji. 4 high school kids discover an old video game console and are drawn into the game's jungle setting, literally becoming the adult avatars they chose. What they discover is that you don't just play Jumanji, you must survive it. To beat the game and return to the real world, they'll have to go on the most dangerous adventure of their lives, discover what Alan Parrish left 20 years ago, and change the way they think about themselves. Or they'll be stuck in the game forever.
Wait, Jumanji's a video game now?
Yes, I love that. Jumanji has been updated to a video game now.
Is
But
it
they did
a
it-
Nintendo cartridge?
It is
Very close.
It is not a Nintendo cartridge. It is actually an Atari. I believe it was a 2800 cartridge with the wood
I could have brought one of
paneling.
those.
Nah, it's okay. I didn't forewarn you.
Yeah.
I didn't forewarn you. But are there Atari 2800s at High Energy Vintage?
2600s, 2800s, ColecoVision, Activision, you name it, we got it.
Man,
Oh.
full coverage.
Dang.
Wait. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball. Is there a 5200?
You know, I don't actually.
Ah,
I'll have to check.
I asked. that
Wiley would
because-
know. but
Second curveball, do you actually have any working controllers?
yes.
Whoa.
Well, the controller I
That's
think was the
rare.
main
We
thing
actually
that
have
people preserve.
tons of Atari
Them
controllers.
things break in like
We have tons of Atari controllers.
You mean
yeah.
like the
the joystick
Yeah.
one
yeah,
with the one
tons of
button?
them.
buttons. You could
They're
never
just-
use the damn buttons.
Yeah, they are literally everything that we have is tested. It has 30-day warranty, and we literally have them just hanging on the wall right now.
All right.
There
Hey.
you go.
So,
Well, you might have a copy of Jumanji somewhere amidst the.
I might. I'll pop it in and
No, do not.
Holy Crow
do
presents
not.
Jumanji.
That
Speaking
is-
of
that is a
Tyson's
bad
Desert,
idea.
someone raided the desert that they buried all the Atari stuff at.
You know what? This thing was found in the Goodwill, and I do like how it does not shy away from the end of the original Jumanji movie. It shows how the game board that the kids found on the beach, what that turned into. And there's a little bit of magic involved when the board game back then has now been updated to the video game that the kids find. Because
Good magic, though.
Well, good magic. More like plot device magic.
Yeah, I like it.
I
You
like
like-
plot device magic.
All right. Well, plot device magic can be forgiven because we're talking about Jumanji. This isn't like the latest Stephen King deeply thought, or even better, this isn't like the latest Christopher Nolan deeply planned out epic. This is freaking Jumanji.
It's friggin' Jumanji.
But you know what? Jumanji was good. Jumanji was a damn good time because it starts off with a very simple story about these kids. They're doing some stuff that causes them to get in a situation where they're all forced together, but they're from most of them are from different walks of life. So it's not just a story about we've got to survive this adventure. It's a story about different personality types getting along. You know, finding neutral ground so they can coexist and survive in this strange world, which could normally be hokey. But you know what? I think we've just lost touch over the years because we're all over 30, right?
yes,
Yes,
Oh, it hurts to say.
sadly.
Especially because Herb over there is 22.
we are all old.
We're all of a certain generation where any movie that tried to present these issues was corny and obnoxious and very insulting to the viewer's intelligence.
yeah, or had heart as an element,
Heart as a literal
as an
weapon.
as a little
sometimes.
like why.
Yeah.
The only good thing was the monkey.
It was all
Anyway.
terrible. Well, great strides have been taken over the years to make those less corny, less hokey, and other than VeggieTales, which surprisingly sells extremely well, is has merit. It has entertainment value and is being more well done. I think that might be because of the people that are making them now are of generations that grew up with them being so terrible. Well, but Jumanji is one of those stories where it starts off as kids, and these kids they get into a situation where they're put together and they decide to play this game rather than doing anything actual productive. And they choose their avatars. And when we see The Rock, when we see Kevin Hart, when we see Karen Gillan, when we see Jack Black, those are their avatars in the game. And a lot of the comedy comes from that as well, because it's basically this girl who's one of the plastics ends up being Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the comedy comes from her realizing, oh my God, I'm a fat middle-aged man. Oh my God, what's happening here? And that's a joke that no one will get unless you're watching the stream, which you should be watching on twitch.tv/thegeekdown. But I won't harp on that too long. I'll just say I had a great time watching this picture. I thought everyone gave a really great performance, which is surprising because Kevin Hart is a solid comedian. I haven't really thought that much of his acting. But in this role, I think it was just him playing the form of somebody who's essentially having an out-of-body experience and really having a hard time coping with it. Really worked to Kevin Hart's style of comedy and delivery.
someone who's normally very confident and sort of comfortable in their body, and because they're a sports player, so they're used to having a bigger physique, and then going into Kevin Hart's body, which is the opposite of big and muscular physique, or at least how they present it.
Johnny, tell us how you really feel about Kevin Hart, there.
No, this is how they present it in the
I know.
movie.
I'm giving you a hard time, man. You are right, though. Kevin Hart is he's a short man. He's notorious for being short, and that's actually a large part of his comedy routine. Surprisingly in good shape, though, which is weird.
Yeah, me and Kevin Hart have a lot in common.
You and Kevin Hart?
We're both very short.
No, I'm sure
you
Kevin
both
Hart
like
eats.
Wolverine, you're
We're both
both
in
short
good
and jacked,
physique,
yeah.
but we're short. Yeah, we're like great
Wolverine.
package, great things in little packages.
No,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart enjoys a sandwich every now and then. Johnny is on his like third fast of 2018, and it's only the 8th of the year already. All right, so Kevin Hart really puts across that this is abnormal for me because I'm in a weird place, I'm with weird people, and I'm not even in a body that I can be familiar with. That was really well done. The Rock story is about identifying the worth in oneself, which was good, a bit of motivation and positive reinforcement in this really goofy but still really entertaining picture. Great performance by Karen Gillan as well, who is somebody who just identifies it's okay to have self-esteem and understand that in the real world, you're different, but you can utilize skills that you have available to you. I will also call out, he's not on the list here, but Bobby Cannavale is a very ineffectual villain. I think I like the guy as an actor. I really do. Ever since he was on Will and Grace, he played Vince on Will and Grace. If anyone's ever watched that, they ended the show, the original run, with Will marrying Vince, a cop who's like kind of this, kind of butch, masculine demeanor, and he talked a little like Brad Garrett. I can't do a Brad Garrett impression. Believe it or not, with this voice, I can't do a Brad Garrett impression.
You need a little more Queens in there.
Maybe. I'm from Boston, son. Represent. Yeah. But no, the whole thing is, it's a masculine role, and you're supposed to buy him as like dark and angry in this movie, and instead, he's kind of like a cartoon villain. Essentially, he's a more adult version. He's a darker version of Dick Dastardly.
I mean, well, he's kind of playing up to the setting, right? They're in a video game, so he plays himself like a video game villain.
No,
which is kind of like a cartoon villain.
Oh, okay. From that point of logic, I can see it, but I just didn't like his performance in this because he seemed ineffective. He was Van Pelt, the hunter, and in this more modern take, modern going from board games to Atari games, but in this updated take, he's not just a hunter; he's a warlord. Yep. And a warlord in the African jungles, you'd think, okay, this guy's like wearing like, pelts and teeth and stuff, and he's got automatic weapons, and he's just a scourge on the land. Nope, he's this random guy in a trench coat and an eye patch.
Yeah.
Or not an eye patch, he's got a weird eye thing, and a missing eye. And it's okay, I'm not gonna harp on that, because that's just one thing I didn't like as much as the rest. But the rest of this movie was so entertaining. There's a cameo by Colin Hanks, which is very touching. There's Nick Jonas comes out of nowhere in this, and he wasn't in the original advertising, so I was surprised by that. He didn't sing or anything, but he acts in a role that really ties the story together, and it was surprising because it wasn't in the commercials. You never expected it to like happen and just be poignant, and that threw a curve that I think had a positive effect. Besides that, the effects were just spectacular. I laughed my ass off at some of the comic effects, the more like dramatic, angry animals charging into. I felt real danger, and I'm looking for his name. I can't see his name. There's this New Zealander comedian who was on a bunch of episodes of At Midnight, and I can never remember his name for some reason, but he is the guide that introduced them to Jumanji, and I'll find it later. I'll put it up on the post information. It'll all be in text, but this is a thumbs up for me. It's not a perfect movie, but it's one of those ones that you're not going in to see an Oscar contender. You just want to go in and have a good time. And as a sequel especially, it's just above and beyond what you would expect for a crash cab from a previously existing title. And I'm refreshingly impressed with Jumanji.
Yep, I agree with you. It's a thumbs up as well.
Wait, you saw this movie?
I saw the movie, yeah.
Why didn't you say that? This whole time I'm going on, and you have no idea how tired people are hearing me talk. And you sat there like, I could jump in, but no, he's... You're
doing a good job.
You hear me? I'm hoarse.
Yeah.
Okay, I welcome the input, man, please.
Everything you said was the same thing that I would say. It's... You watch this for the comedic elements of this movie, and it definitely lands a lot. There's a lot of good one-liners or a lot of good setup and delivery on the jokes, and there's some that are definitely laugh-out-loud funny. And,
Yes, there were.
And you're gonna watch it for that. Everything else, the action, it's run of the mill stuff. But for the comedy stuff, you're gonna get kind of like what was that other comedy jungle movie?
Jungle movie?
Yeah, with Ben Stiller way back when.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. You're gonna get that kind of, not the same kind of comedy, but you're gonna get a good, funny in the jungle and
The Mighty Jungle.
The Mighty Jungle.
Mighty Jungle. Are there lions?
Yeah, but they were asleep.
Okay. Tonight, right?
Just tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, thumbs up for me as well.
All right, so 2 thumbs up on Jumanji, starring Bobby Cannavale, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, and Reese Darby. That's the guy's name. Reese Darby, very, 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 very. He's got that accent. You can't miss him. He's got that mustache too. He was also in What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, now you know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
I just watched that movie like 2 weeks ago.
Now I'm trying to remember which character on that movie.
Oh, he was the head of the werewolves.
Yeah.
Oh,
The werewolf leader.
all right. That's
which is
why,
surprising because it was a more serious role in a nowhere near serious movie. Like
That movie was extraordinary.
yes,
more
more goofy,
serious.
goofy as hell.
I love that movie.
Well, he was the more buttoned down.
Yeah.
He was the less goofy of anyone in that cast, which is
That's
ironic
the-
because in life as a comic, he is the more goofy of any of them. Okay, we're before we get